It was an electric evening in New York City, with the glowing skyline casting a warm light over the bustling streets. Inside the famed late-night talk show studio, the stage was set for an unforgettable night. The camera crew moved swiftly behind the scenes, ensuring everything was perfect. The stage lights were shining bright. The band was tuning their instruments, and the audience was buzzing in anticipation. Tonight's guest was someone everyone had been waiting to see: former President Donald Trump. He had been in the public eye for decades, yet his presence still commanded attention wherever he went. The host, James Andrews, was backstage, mentally preparing himself for the high-stakes interview. He had hosted some of the biggest names in entertainment, but Trump was a different animal altogether. He knew tonight would be an unpredictable, fast-paced conversation. The familiar intro music filled the studio, and the audience stood, clapping enthusiastically. The camera panned across the room, capturing the eager faces of fans and critics alike. The spotlight turned to James, who greeted the audience with a wide smile. Host, James. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Late Night Show. Tonight, we have a very special guest. You know him as the 45th President of the United States, a businessman, a TV star, and a man whose name is known the world over. Please give a warm welcome to Donald Trump. The room erupted into applause as Trump strode confidently onto the stage. His tailored suit looked flawless under the bright lights, and his unmistakable hair was perfectly styled. As he walked toward the center of the stage, the crowd cheered even louder, some even standing on their feet. Trump raised a hand, acknowledging the crowd, and then turned to face James, who was waiting by the chair with a broad smile. Trump: Thank you very much. It's truly great to be here, James. This is a fantastic show, a tremendous show. Host, James: It's great to have you, Mr. Trump. Everyone's been waiting for this one. How are you doing tonight? Trump: I'm doing fantastic, James. Fantastic. You know, I've been all over the country, doing great things. People love me everywhere I go. They love America, and that's what matters. He paused for a moment as he sat down in the plush chair, adjusting his suit with deliberate care. The audience was hanging on his every word. Trump was an undeniably captivating figure. Part politician, part entertainer, always charismatic, always sure of himself. Host, James: I can imagine you've been keeping busy. We've seen you in the headlines almost every day. So, let's get right into it. You've been out of office for a while now, but you still seem to have a huge influence. What's it like being in the public eye all the time? Trump: Well, James, as you know, I've always been in the public eye, even before I ran for president. I built something big, something incredible with Trump Tower, my brand, everything. But when I was president, it was the ultimate platform. People were listening, people were paying attention. And you know what? I'm proud of that. It means people care. And when people care, you can make real change. Big change. The audience nodded, some clapping in agreement. Trump had always known how to speak directly to his supporters, and tonight was no different. James gave him an amused look, leaning forward. Host: Change is a big word, and of course, you've made quite the impact. But I've got to ask, are we going to see you run again? There's been a lot of speculation. What's the deal with the next election? Trump's demeanor didn't waver. He sat up straighter, his eyes narrowing slightly as he prepared to answer. Trump: Let me be clear, James. I'm already running. I've been running for years. America is mine. It always has been. It's not just about politics. It's about the future. It's about making America great again. And yes, I can do it again. We'll make it better, stronger, more prosperous than ever before. I've got a plan. I've got a vision. Believe me. The audience reacted, some cheering, others nodding along, and a few skeptics murmuring. It was the trademark Trump confidence, the ability to stir a room, whether they loved him or not. Host: well, you certainly know how to inspire people, Donald. And speaking of inspiration, you've had a significant impact on many Americans. But there are also a lot of people who disagree with you, people who aren't fans of your style. How do you handle the criticism? Trump looked at James, his gaze unwavering. He exhaled slowly before responding, his tone turning a little more reflective. Trump: James, look, I've always said it. People are going to say what they want to say. But here's the truth. I don't let it bother me. I'm not in this for the popularity contest. If I were, I wouldn't be who I am today. But I do it for the people who believe in what I stand for. I do it for the hard-working Americans who want a better future. They're the ones who matter. The media can say what they want, but the truth is out there. The American people know it. The room grew quiet for a moment as the gravity of his words settled in. Trump's presence in the room was undeniable, and for a brief second, there was a sense of respect for his resilience. James paused before asking the next question. Host: that's fair. But you've said in the past that the media sometimes misrepresents things. Do you think social media plays a role in that? How do you feel about the current state of online platforms and the way they shape public opinion? Trump's eyes twinkled as he leaned forward in his chair, clearly ready to dive into the topic. Trump: oh, absolutely. Social media is a double-edged sword. It's a powerful tool. It connects people, it gives them a voice. But it's also become a tool for censorship, for manipulation. You know, I've been banned from platforms, but I'll tell you this. There's a reason why people turn to social media for their news. It's because they want the truth. They're tired of the fake news, the lies, the bias. But I'll tell you this, people are waking up. They're paying attention. They know what's real. There was a murmur of agreement from the crowd. Trump's ability to capture the political pulse of the country was always on display, and he wasn't afraid to speak his mind, even when it came to controversial topics. Host: you certainly know how to stir things up. Now, Donald, we've talked about your legacy, your influence, but let's talk about something a bit lighter. You've been a part of pop culture for decades now. From The Apprentice to your appearances in movies and TV. What's it like seeing yourself become a part of the cultural fabric? Trump laughed, clearly enjoying the question. He leaned back in his chair and took a moment before responding. Trump: well, James, I always knew I had something special. When you're a star, people notice you. I've been around for a long time, and I've always made sure I stood out. But let's be clear. I wasn't in it for the fame. I was in it to win, to succeed. The people who know me know that I'm not here for a good time. I'm here to get things done. The crowd chuckled at his self-assured tone, but there was an undeniable truth in what he said. Trump wasn't just a businessman or a politician. He was a brand, a symbol of success. And for better or worse, he had become an inseparable part of modern American culture. Host: so, with everything you've done and everything you're still doing, what's next? What's the big next step for Donald Trump? Trump sat up straighter, his eyes scanning the audience as if he was about to reveal a grand secret. Trump: well, James, the next step is very simple. It's about the future of this country. We're going to keep winning. We're going to bring jobs back, make sure people are treated fairly, and make America proud again. I've got big plans, tremendous plans, and when I say that, I mean it. You'll see." The audience broke into applause, many of them standing in admiration. Trump stood up as well, giving a wave to the crowd. Host: "Well, that's it, folks. You've heard it from the man himself. Donald Trump, everyone." The audience gave a standing ovation, some cheering, others simply nodding in respect. It was clear that Trump had made his mark once again, with his unmistakable blend of confidence, vision, and polarizing presence. As Trump exited the stage, James turned back to the camera, his face lit up with a knowing smile. Host: "That was Donald Trump, ladies and gentlemen. Whether you agree with him or not, you can't deny that he's always interesting." We'll be back right after this break. Stay tuned. The camera zoomed out as the credits began to roll, leaving the audience to reflect on the unforgettable exchange they had just witnessed.